What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show, and today we are in my extremely messy hotel room somewhere outside of Sacramento, California, because we're out here with Honda riding some Transalps and Africa Twins, and we have a down day today. And I woke up from a pleasant sleep to a very tempting text message from a very bad influence. So I'm going to skip working today to go have some fun. So let's hit the road. Now that we're outside, I want to show you who the bad influence is for today. It's Jess. Of course it is. Yeah. I woke up with a text saying that she wants to go to the Golden Gate Bridge, and I was like, you know what? That sounds like more fun than sitting and editing.
It is, yeah. I need to edit too, but I was like, I've never seen the Golden Gate Bridge, and what better way to do it?
You've never been out there?
No.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So I've been underneath it, but I think we're gonna end up riding across it, which is gonna be awesome. So, and then let me show you the mighty steed for today. This right here is what we're riding. This is a Honda Africa Twin, baby. And believe it or not, this is one of the few Hondas I've never ridden. I've never ridden an Africa Twin before. So we're going to be spending the day on it. I've got my navigation all hooked up here because it's got a USB port, which I appreciate. Thank you, Honda. I've got all my camera gear stuffed into my big Alpinestars jacket here. So I'm traveling light. We're gonna be moving fast and it should be fun.
This video is powered by RiderShare, the biggest motorcycle rental network out there with thousands of bikes available for rent. If you're traveling and want to spend the day exploring from the seat of a motorcycle, or you just want to test out a bike that you're thinking about buying, RiderShare is the best way to get out on two wheels. More specifically, someone else's two wheels. Simply pick where and when you want to ride, then browse all the different bikes available for rent. It only takes a few minutes to sign up and get on the road. But it's not just a great way to test ride another motorcycle. You can even make some cash off your own bike by renting it out yourself. Whitney's been renting her bikes, and with the proceeds that she's made off of rentals, she was able to pay them both off and make cash on top of that. Click the link down in the description below and get $25 off your first rental. Now, let's get out there and hit the road.
Alrighty, folks. A little bit of a hiccup with the Android Auto stuff on the bike, but we got it sorted out. Or well, rather, we didn't get it sorted out, but I'm just gonna work around it because we need to get moving. We got to put some miles down. Gravel, off-road, user 1, whatever gets me the most power. User 2, that's the one I want. A little bit of trial by fire with the AT this morning. Alrighty, folks, we're out on the highway on the Africa Twin, and I gotta say, pretty darn comfortable, especially when I can sit on the passenger seat like this. I got cruise control going. We're going 75 miles an hour. I got tunes in my head. I got all the stuff doing the things, and this is a pretty damn comfy place to be. But if I move down, you're probably hearing that buzzing in my helmet. That's because it's dumping all of the wind right on the peak, and that's not fun. I actually had a piece of like silicon desiccant, the silicon desiccant packs that you get with like new gear or whatever in there, and it seems to have fallen out. So I'm gonna need to put something else in there to dampen that vibration. But this thing is absolutely 100% a total mile muncher. It's really comfortable to sit on for a long period of time, as any of these big full-size ADV bikes are. There's no such thing as a big full-size ADV bike that is not comfy. They're all great. The bars are really nice and wide for me. It's got the roll to kill option for the cruise control, which is a necessity, I think. There's a lot of companies that you have to like change a button to cancel the cruise control. So having the ability to just knock it forward and turn it off is great. It's basically the ultimate cruiser, in my opinion. You know, sure, could I have more wind protection? Maybe, but I don't really care. I've never needed a lot of wind protection to do big miles on the highway. And this thing has a ton of power under the hood. That's just a quick roll-on in 6th gear from like 4,000 RPM. This is a big, torquey motor with plenty of oomph to get you down the road. I really like this thing. It's comfy, it tracks super straight, which sometimes you don't get with big 21-inch front ends. And it's got all the tech that I need. Although I will say that the Android Auto system is imperfect. It's not working great. So maybe it needs like a software update or something like that. But we're gonna put some miles down, get over to the Golden Gate Bridge and have some fun, because I would much rather be doing this than sitting around editing a video all day. The biggest pain in the butt about having an ADV bike, and especially being in a place where you can't filter, is these handlebars are really wide. And so you really gotta be on the horn, tootin', so that you can, you know, pull a Moses and part the Red Sea here. Those dogs hanging out the window. So cold too. Oh man, the temperature just dropped like 10 or 12 degrees. The bike says it's 65 and it's probably here. There's a hell of a headwind. Ooh boy, is it chilly. It is very chilly. That is so cool! To be totally honest, I'm kind of glad that we're rolling through fog, because I am deathly afraid of heights. Talk about a dumb place to go, but this is freaking freaky. Like, I know we're a zillion miles over the water right now, and you just see these cables coming and going. This is unreal. This is really cool. Yeah, that's awesome. You may not be able to see it, but back there, ostensibly, is the Golden Gate Bridge. You can see the big pylon right there. And then there's Fort Point right there. We actually just came in across it, and it's kind of spooky rolling across the bridge through that fog. All right, we're gonna head over to Fort Point. Just taking some photos over there already, and I need to take at least something that looks like a thumbnail, and I figured along the way we can have a little bit of a chat about one of the conspiracy theories that I enjoy from San Francisco, and it has to do with prison breaks. So the one pseudo-successful escape from Alcatraz, which Alcatraz is back that way. You can't see it because of the fog. But it was three guys, Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers. I forget their names. But those three guys busted out of their cells and made a raft out of old raincoats. And everybody thought that they went over to Angel Island, which Angel Island is back in a ways. Basically, it was completely impossible for them to have made it there because you're paddling against the current, and when you get into a bay like this, it's impossible to fight the current. And so the Mythbusters actually made a video, or they made an episode of escaping from Alcatraz and paddling a raincoat raft to the north end of the Golden Gate at the Marin Headlands. And that's the new conspiracy theory, is that they escaped, they got on the current and went that way over to the north end of the Golden Gate Bridge and were in the wind. Although no one ever heard from them ever again. So either they escaped and kept a low profile, or they drowned in the bay, which, or they're, like in Japan by now. But man, look at all of that. That's insane. Well, you can really see it there, and if I turn this thing around, you can see right there behind Fort Point, that's where the bridge actually starts, and then way across the bay is the other side. This is wild, totally wild. Super interesting to ride across, because in that pea soup, it was awful eerie. But we need to get back to Rosewood, Rose something. I don't know where. I don't actually know what cities we're staying in. I just know where the address is. But before we do, we need to get some food and we need to get some gas. So, time to saddle up. Going up some of the crazy hills in San Francisco. This is fun. I've never actually done this before. Going up that hill was kind of interesting. Wow, is it unbelievable out here. This is so freaking pretty. I've never actually been able to ride around in San Francisco before. I've been like down during the tourist stuff, like on Fisherman's Wharf, but I've never actually been in downtown San Fran. And this is gorgeous. Yeah.
ECT handles it lovely.
Yeah, no, I've been really trying to not put my feet down. San Francisco is not for the faint of heart. I would not want to have a manual transmission car in this town, but having a nice big ADV bike with a lot of torque is quite nice on these streets. Well, that was neat. Now it's time to make tracks. back to the hotel. I think somebody needs Jess's bike, and we have a super important dinner or something going on. We gotta make tracks now. Alley-oop. Damn, these are some big f***ing hills. Alrighty guys, we are now heading back out. We're out on some highway in California. And, you know, the more I've been thinking about a question that was posed to me a couple of days ago, the more I've kind of realized why adventure bikes are so popular. So, let's begin at the beginning. What got me down this kind of thought journey? Basically, we're out here with the team from Honda, and one of the guys from Honda Corporate, his name's Nyoki, he asked me, why do I think the adventure segment is booming the way that it is right now? Because it is really booming. ADV bikes have been super duper popular for the last few years. And originally my knee-jerk response was, well, it's because of COVID. You know, everybody got their Donnie dollars during COVID, and they wanted to get out and experience life on two wheels because they were stuck inside. So I think that really kick-started everything. You saw power sports explode. Like, everybody was getting on two wheels. It didn't really matter what kind of segment you were on. Like, for the longest time, you couldn't even buy bicycles because every bicycle was completely sold out. And motorcycles were the same way. You also saw a pretty big increase in the last few years in moto camping content. And I'm actually riding currently, you can see over my shoulder there, Jess, her two wheels. She's been doing a lot of moto camping stuff in the last few years. And moto camping is something a lot of people love to watch, and they want to go out and do it. It's that sort of wanderlust idea. But you also have this interesting phenomenon where cruiser motorcycles, Harley Davidson specifically, their motorcycles, it's really hard to get into an HD for less than $20,000. And Harleys are really good bikes. No one can say they're not. They're actually phenomenal motorcycles. I would argue they're a little overpriced for what they are. And I think most people would agree that they are a little bit too expensive. But the draw of getting a big cruiser is they're comfortable, you can haul a lot of crap, and you can go really far, right? Well, ADV bikes, they're comfortable, you can haul a lot of crap, and you can go really far. And the plus side of getting an ADV bike is, for $20,000, you are getting a top shelf ADV bike. Maybe it doesn't have all the hard bags and stuff. You know, I think the base Pan America is $20,000, and maybe it's 17 now. And with the bags, the S is 22 or something like that. I'll have the exact prices on the screen. The Africa Twin that I'm on right here is even cheaper. So you can get a phenomenally comfortable motorcycle that's got all the technology that you'd want for long distance touring. You know, I've got cruise control here. I've got power modes. I don't have a quick shifter, which is odd. I'd kind of like to have a quick shifter on this bike. It's a fully loaded motorcycle, and it's not that expensive, relatively speaking. And it handles way better than any Harley Davidson out there. And so a budget-conscious consumer, which consumers nowadays are so budget-conscious, they think about every single dollar they spend. And Harley Davidson is offering 12-year loans. You can get a 12-year long note for your Harley. That's outrageous. That's absolutely outrageous. Any longer and it's a freaking mortgage, man. That just goes to show how out of touch
that company's getting with the core consumer base. And then you have ADV bikes, which are jam-packed full of features for the same price, that handle better and are a little bit faster and are just as comfortable. And so what I'm actually seeing right now is kind of the end of the cruiser supremacy. You know, there's still going to be that core Harley audience. The brothers aren't going anywhere. You know, they're going to be avoiding clippings till the day they die. But the guys and gals out there who are starting to come up and wanting to go do big miles or wanting to go ride to the Grand Canyon and back, they're starting to reach for the keys to bikes like this, because they're just phenomenal options. They're so good. Like today, Jess was like, you want to go ride down to San Francisco? It's going to be like 200 miles. I was like, sure. Let me get the keys to the Africa Twin, because it's nice and big and comfy and cozy, and let's hit the road. If we were on Harleys, I might have thought twice about it. I didn't think twice about it at all for this bike. I need to slow down. This is California. I can't be going 90 miles an hour. This stupid state, the freaking speed limit's too slow. Too slow. California, make it faster. You've got 18,000 lanes on this highway. Why can't I go quicker? But guys, that's where I'm going to toss the question to you. Do you think that the cruiser era is kind of over, and that ADV bikes and other grand touring machines are going to replace them? Do you think that bikes like the Goldwing are still relevant in a world where you can get an H2 SX SE with 200 horsepower and, 112 or 18 foot-pounds of torque for the same price? Or are you one of those guys or gals out there who prefers being on a big American Barca Lounger? Let me know all your thoughts on all this down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.